Hi, everybody. This is Rabbi Stephen, and I kind of wanted to, and I felt it was appropriate to kind of discuss and go over what happened yesterday, the horrific, horrible incident in Philadelphia where our fellow Jews were praying in the Tree of Life synagogue. There was a lot going on, as I understand it. They not only had Saturday morning services, they had a bar mitzvah going on. There was a Brit, giving a baby the name after the 8 days, and a self-proclaimed Nazi, member of whatever group, whatever fringe group, or acting alone, whatever he was doing, came in, guns blazing, killed 11 people, wounded 10 more, including 4 policemen that responded to the scene. And thank you to those policemen for being so quick and responding. Maybe there would have been more deaths. I mean, that's a crazy way to look at it because there really shouldn't have been any deaths to begin with. A lot of our relatives and ancestors and grandparents came to this country because they wanted to practice Judaism without the threat of repercussions, without persecution, and this is what happens. Now, the one thing is that this is kind of an isolated incident, and we all want to make sure that this is not the first, because a lot of times we see copycats. So we want to be very diligent. We want to be on our toes. We want to practice a little bit better security. Maybe we want to let our local police agencies know, please ask them to make 1 or 2 extra trips around our synagogues. But the one thing we don't want to do is give up. We don't want to not practice our religion. I know that's kind of tough to hear. Everybody's worried about their safety, and I understand that. We just got done in this week's Torah portion reading about the life of Abraham. This is a Torah portion by Era where Abraham passes on and joins Sarah in the cave of Machpelah, to go to the world to come. And we look at Abraham. Who was Abraham? He was our first patriarch. Abraham was a great man. He was the first one to conceive and to want to have a steady relationship with God, with Hashem. And God chose him, he chose God, and he started living this thing that we now call Judaism, living the commandments. Abraham was a very wonderful person. He really was. He was a role model. When God came to him and said, I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah and the other 3 cities, they're wicked beyond repair and they have to go. Abraham said, well, wait a minute. What if there's 50 righteous people? Will you destroy them for 50 righteous people? And he bargains with Hashem. And Hashem says, well, if we find 50 people, I won't destroy. Oh, well, wait a minute. What about 45? What about 40? What about 30? What about 20? What about 10? Okay, 10, done. If I can find 10 people, said Hashem, I will not destroy the cities. Hashem knew that there were not 10 righteous people there in those cities, but at the same time, he wanted Abraham to have the opportunity to extend his kindness. Abraham looked for the best in people. When he went to go bury Sarah, and he went to the cave of Machpelah, and he was bargaining with Ephraim of the Hittites, the children of Heth. Hey, it was an exorbitant amount, but he paid it anyway because he wanted to make sure that Sarah had the best burial ground, and himself too. This was who Abraham was. On the other hand, when his nephew Lot was taken captive, he amassed an army, a small reconnaissance force, a small special forces, a small commando unit, basically, and he went in and he did what he had to do to rescue him. So Abraham, our Avinu, knew he was right on it. He knew when to be kind. He knew when to take action, and we need to learn by his example, not just by being kind to people, but we have to be on our guard too, unfortunately, in these days. The last thing I want to do, I want to read something called the rabbis, the Kaddish Rabbanan, the Rabbi's Kaddish. The Kaddish is a sanctification that in Judaism not only, it serves to separate the different parts of our service, but it also is a kind of a break as we're going through our service to sanctify Hashem. There's about 5 versions of it, but this version we do in the morning. It's the Rabbi's Kaddish. It's a combination mourner's Kaddish, but it's also for our sages. That's why it's the Kaddish Rabbanan, our teachers. So it's a combination of honoring those who came before us, who taught us many things. And these people were in the midst of a Saturday morning service on Shabbat, honoring the Shabbat. So I'd like to recite the Rabbi's Kaddish and in honor of them, so that we can all please take a couple of moments and let's remember the people who were brought to their end, doing what they loved, continuing a heritage that's 3,000 years old. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shmei Rabbah. May the great name grow exalted and sanctified. Ba'almad yivrach v'ritei. In the world that he created and he willed. V'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'vyamechon. V'chayedachal beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'vizman kariv v'yamaramein. May he give reign to his kingship in our lifetimes and in our days, and in the lifetimes of the entire family of Israel, swiftly and soon. And we say Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach La'olam Olamei Amaya. May his great name be blessed forever and ever. Yitbarach v'yishtabach Yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Blessed, praised, glorified, exalted, extolled, mighty, upraised, and lauded be the name of the Holy One. Baruch, Baruch Hu, blessed be he. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tishbachata v'nechamata da'amiram ba'alma v'yimru amen. Blessed is he beyond any blessing and song, praise and consolation that are uttered in the world. And we say Amen. Upon Israel, upon the teachers, their disciples, and all their disciples. Al Yisrael v'al Rabbanan v'al Talmidei Hon v'al Kol Talmidei Hon, and upon all those who engage in the study of Torah. V'al Kol Man da'askin ba'oraita diva arta hadin v'di b'chol atar v'atar, who are in this place or anywhere else. May they and you have abundant peace, grace, kindness, mercy, long life, ample nourishment, and salvation from before their Father who is in heaven and on earth. And we say Amen. Yehei l'chon u'l'chon shalama rabba china v'chista barach hamim v'chayin arichin umzonei revichei u'purkana min kadama v'chon devishmaya v'ar'a imru Amen. May there Yehei shalama rabba min shmaya v'chayim tovim Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven and good life upon us and upon all Israel. We say Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'as hu barachamav ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. May he who makes peace in his heights, may he and his compassion make peace upon us and upon all Israel. V'yimru Amen.